Welcome everyone, I'm Haoqing. In this talk, I will describe our work, a scaling algorithm for weighted factors in general graphs. This is a joint work with Duan and Tianyi Zhang. In this work, we focus on finding a maximal weight factor in a general graph. So what exactly is the maximal weight factors? Given a simple graph G and a degree construct function f, an f-matching is a subgraph such that the degree of each vertex is no more than fv. Here is an example of f-matching. An f-factor is an f-matching that all degree constructs hold with equality. In this example, we add an edge to get an f-factor. A maximal weight f-factor is an f-factor that maximizes the sum of the edge weights. Here is an example of maximal weight f-factor in a weighted graph. Here, we list several previous work and its time complexity for this problem. The latest result is an algorithm written in O-tailed MFV time given by Gable. Our algorithm achieves a time complexity of O-tailed mn to 2/3 times log w, which is independent of fv. First, we introduce some concepts about the f-factor that are used in our algorithm. Let f be an f-factor. An augmenting walk is a sequence of consecutive, non-repetitive edges that augmentate between f and e/f. Augmenting walk is an augmenting walk that starts and ends with edges in e/f. Here is an example of augmenting walk. It shows that an augmenting walk may cross a vertex multiple times. Next, we define an important subgraph Blowup. A single vertex forms a trivial Blowup called singleton. Let Bi be a sequence of disjoint singletons or non-trivial Blowups. A crossword CB made by a sequence of edges EI that connects Bi and Bi plus 1, which starts and ends with B0. The union of Bi forms a Blowup if the following properties are satisfied. If B0 is a singleton, the two edges incident to B0 must be both in F or both in E/F. For other singleton or non-trivial Blowup Bi, if Bi is a singleton, exactly one of Ei and Ei-1 is in F. If Bi is a non-trivial Blowup, then it B must be Ei or Ei-1. We also need to define beta B and eta B for this Blowup. The beta vertex of B is equal to beta B0. If B0 is a non-trivial Blowup, the eta edge of B is eta B0. Otherwise, the eta edge of B is either empty or an edge in the intersection of delta B and delta B0 with an opposite type of E0 and EL-1. IB is defined as the union of delta B and F, exclusive of eta B. For example, in this Blowup, eta B does not belong to IB. For each vertex V in B, there exists two augmenting walks from V to beta B with even and odd length respectively. Here is the even length augmenting walk, and here is the odd length augmenting walk. Next, we define the concept of mature Blowup. A Blowup B is mature if, first, all the vertices in B/beta B are saturated. Second, the deficiency of beta B is 0 and eta B is empty, or beta B is saturated and eta B is not empty. With the definition of mature Blowup, we can shrink a mature Blowup to one vertex and find augmenting walks in the contracted graph. Then, I shrink the graph to get the real augmenting walks. In the rest of this lecture, the blossoms are referring to the mature blossoms. Our algorithm is working in the blowup graph instead of the original graph G. To build a blowup graph, for each edge UV in G, add two vertices EU and EV in the blowup graph and replace UV by three edges. It's easy to see that they are equivalent for finding factors by reassigning the edge weight mu and reconstruct function f in the blowup graph. For Bipartite graph, Gabor and Tardrin proposed a scaling algorithm for the maximal weight factor problem with a running time of O tilde mn2 2/3 times log w. In the S scale, the goal is to compute a near-optimal F factor with respect to the first I bits of the edge weights. After O log nw scales, a maximal weight F factor is found. Define yz with the dual functions of the dual LP for F matching. F matching satisfies complementary slackness or approximate complementary slackness if it satisfies the dominance and the tightness requirements. It's called approximate since the dominance and tightness requirements are relaxed. Edmonds Search is an important subroutine in our algorithm. Its purpose to reduce total deficiency of F by eligible augmenting walks. It starts from the set S of all the unsaturated nodes in the contracted graph and grows a search forest rooted at the nodes in S. When an augmenting walk is found, steals are adjusted according to the classification of its blossom. There are several efficient implements of Edmonds Search. Gabor and Huang both gave implements of Edmonds Search in OM plus n log n time. In our algorithm, we use two kinds of Edmonds Search. One runs in O tilde m time to find an augmenting walk, required to relax the eligibility and complementary slackness. The other one runs in OM time to make a dual adjustment, but working with relaxed or traditional eligibilities and complementary. Next, we will introduce our scaling algorithm. Speaking in a high level, our algorithm computes a near-optimal, near-perfect matching F at the end of each scale with the two properties. F keeps the approximate complementary slackness, and the total deficiency of F is bounded by O n2 2/3. Then, after log 2 FAW scales, run O n2 2/3 times log FAW rounds of Edmonds Search to reach an F factor. The difficulty is that the set of blossoms omega inherent from the last scale may be structurally far from the optimal set of blossoms omega star of the current scale. Our solution is to dissolve the blossoms and distributing its z-value over the y-values of its vertex. After the dissolution, all the blossoms is removed from omega. Let's go to the details of each scale in our algorithm. At the beginning of scale, we reveal the edge weights and dues, then discard the last scale F matching F0. After the scaling step, we can prove that μe is no more than yze for all the edges, and μe is no less than yze minus 6 for edges in F0. A large blossom is a root blossom with more than n2 1/3 original vertex. We dissolve all the large blossoms, and those small blossoms with zb is no more than 12. After that, reveal the mu uv as mu uv minus yu minus yv, and set YU to 0. Then we deal with the remaining small blossoms. First, dissolve these blossoms and added IB/bit B into F. After that, set YV to mu UV minus YU for UV belongs to delta B. Repeat running Edmonds Search for the set of vertex with maximal Y value until the Y values of free vertex are back down to 6, or the deficiency of B becomes 0. Each round of Edmonds Search either reduce the deficiency of B by 1 or reduce the largest Y value in B to the second largest Y values in B. As the numbers of edges in B and the number of vertex in B are both O n2 2/3. The total running time of this step is bounded by O tilde mn2 2/3. After augmentation within small blossoms, we know that all old blossoms have been dissolved and all new blossoms are small. At the end of each scale, run Edmonds Search Cn2 2/3 plus 6 times for a large constant C. The running time of this step is bounded by O tilde mn2 2/3. When we analyze the running time of our algorithm, the difficulty is about bounding the total deficiency of F at the end of each scale. If F0 denotes the F matching at the beginning of this scale, we try to prove that F0 exclusive or F contains at most half of C times n2 2/3 edge disjointing. An augmenting walk in F0 exclusive or F consists of a sequence of consecutive edges, cognate in F and F0. All the vertex except the endpoint are saturated. As the endpoints of the augmenting walk are unsaturated, its Y value is minus C n2 2/3. Ignore the effect of blossoms according to the approximate complementary slackness. The Y value of second last vertex is no less than C times n2 2/3. And the difference between YU2A minus 1 and YU2A plus 1 is no more than 2. It implies that the length of the augmenting walk is at least C times n2 2/3. According to the approximate complementary slackness, we have these two increments. We want to find the upper bound of the difference between YU2A plus 1 and YU2A minus 1. The key point is to consider the effect of blossoms. For an augmenting walk rho, a blossom X, and an F-matching F, if a subwalk of rho belongs to the union of delta X and IX, if rho XF denotes the difference between the number of edges in F and the number of edges in E/F in this subwalk. We can prove that if an augmenting walk passes through a blossom B in omega or an old blossom B in omega old, diff rho BF or diff rho BF0 is non-negative. Here is an example. It's easy to see that diff rho BF is equal to 0. With this result, we can handle the effect of small blossoms. As the number of edges in small blossoms or small blossoms is O n2 4/3. At most, O n2 2/3 augmenting walks contain more than n2 2/3 edges innocent to small blossoms or small old blossoms. Consider an augmenting walk contains no more than into 2/3 edges into small blossoms. We can skip edges and the coefficient of ZB in the difference of Y value will decrease by diff rho BF. Similarly, if an augmenting walk contains no more than into 2/3 edges into small old blossoms, the coefficient of Z old B in the difference of mu will decrease by diff rho BF0. So, we could still work with a very long sequence of non-skip vertex and bounded by U2S plus 1 minus by U1. For the largest blossoms, we know that the number of large blossoms is bounded by O n to 2/3. Each round of Edmonds Search could increase the sum of ZB for all large blossoms B and all large old blossoms by O n to 2/3. After C times n to 2/3 rounds of Edmonds Search, the sum of ZB for all large blossoms B and all large old blossoms B is no more than O n to 4/3. We can't handle large blossoms by skipping edges like handle small blossoms. The number of edges incident to large blossoms in an augmenting walk would be very large. Define height y by y value plus zb for large blossom b. If an augmenting walk passes through eta b or zeta b for a large blossom b or a large old blossom b, the coefficient of ZB and Z old B in height y U2S plus 1 minus height y U1 is 1/2. Define Z0. Then we can prove an upper bound for height y. Consider the augmenting walk rho with the following properties. The endpoint has the property height y is equal to y. The endpoints does not belong to any small blossom or small old blossom. Z0 is less than n to 2/3. The total number of edges in the union of gamma x and ix /f for small blossoms x is less than n to 2/3. If f0 exclusive of f contains more than half c times n to 2/3 edge disjoint augmenting walks, there are at least k times c n to 2/3 such augmenting walks, where k is a positive constant. We try to find a contradiction. Among those vertices U1 to U2S minus 1, pick a subsequence V1 to VQ plus 3, consisting of original vertex and the two endpoints U1 and U2S minus 1. If the subblock PVI plus 1 is affected by small blossoms or large blossoms, the sum of the difference height y vi plus 1 minus height y vi for such subwalks is bounded by O n 2/3. Otherwise, height y vi plus 1 minus height y vi is less or equal to 24. Since height y VQ plus 3 minus height y v1 is larger or equal to 2 times cn to 2/3. The number of unaffected subwalks PVI plus 1 is omega n to 2/3. Then we know that at least omega n2 2/3 different pairs of intervals with the form from A to A plus 48, from -A minus 48 to -A, across by more than k times c n2 2/3 h-disjoint augmenting walks. So there exists an Q such that the pair of intervals from Q to Q plus 48, from -Q minus 48 to -Q, across by at most n2 2/3 augmenting walks. It implies that C is no more than 1/k, which is a contradiction for C is sufficient large. At last, we list all the references in this talk. Thank you for watching.